Welcome to the Pirate Broadcast, where we interview interesting people doing interesting things, where you can expand your connections, your community. Kindness is cool and smiles are free. And let's get this party started. We're back for another day of Pirate Broadcast, and thank you so much for being here. And I just want to let you know that you can actually follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and here on LinkedIn as well. So I just thank you so much for the opportunity to connect, be connected, and join the pirate community. We have another amazing guest in the pirate community, adding another pirate. Sharon, how are you this morning, this fine day?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
It's been a minute since we've seen each other.
It's been a long time. Yeah, it really has. I think it was right before Hurricane Harvey, 2017. Yeah. So, wow. I had no idea you live in Arizona.
Yeah, I'm in Arizona now. I came over here to help mom and dad out. And
good for you. It's beautiful there.
It is beautiful here.
Yeah, you know, the weather.
I think it's beautiful everywhere, however.
However you want to look at it.
That's the way I want to look at it.
Hey, well, thank you for having me. First of all, I always forget to say thank you. I'm just, I'm always on first gear. Sometimes I got to shift down to second or third. So thank you so much for having me.
So let us know, we go back a ways, and I know that we were having conversations around, I think we were at a wine event, or it was a launch party for somebody.
Okay.
And I think Ozeal was there. We were doing some interviews. And
Son
was there, and there was a lot of things. There was actually a gin distributor at that event. I remember back. So
really, I missed that. I don't remember that. I remember the gin. Oh wow. Yeah, it's been a long time. I think because of everything with COVID, we're all having to do this kind of. And you know what? I like it. I love it, and I'll tell you why. But Houston traffic.
Is down not to zero.
No, it's crazy again. Traffic's crazy again. It used to be down to zero. Now it's picking up. So yeah, it's okay though. I mean, I love Houston, but it's one of the things about it, the traffic.
Yeah, the traffic is not.
It's a huge city.
Not a fan of the traffic. So catch us up. What have you been up to since last 5 years?
Let's see. Well, 2017, I remember you stopped by my office to say hello, and then Harvey hit. And when Harvey hit, I lost all my business. I had just started the Zapata Group, which is a consulting company, and lost all my clients because my clients lost their business. I had 4 really good, strong, medium-sized clients. They got washed out. So, house flooded, our house flooded for the second time. Everything just went to, I'm just going to be like Gary, because everything went to shit. And so I was like, well, shit, what am I going to do? Depression sunk in. I mean, to see all your stuff in your home and you have to completely redo a lot of the sheetrock and everything. So picked myself back up. It was challenging. And then I wrote a book called The Little Book of Startup Inspiration, 20 Lessons Learned the Hard Way, damn it, from the most outrageous year of my entrepreneurial life. So you know what you're getting with that little book. And from that book, which came out in 2018, I wrote another book. And I wrote another book. So in 1 year, I wrote 3 books. It's A New Day, Don't Be a Shithead. It's a funny book. It's all the memes and quotes that I put out there because I've been blogging since 2015 when I got laid off in 2015. I was a recruiter for a staffing company, and I was making some hefty commission checks, $10,000, $13,000 commission checks. And I was told one day, we know you're not happy here. Toodaloo.
Yeah.
So that's when I went boohoo crying to my girlfriend, who's an attorney. And she's like, hey, you know what? Get your shit together. Go start the Zapata Group. And then, of course, Harvey came. So there's a whole little, it was just this one, like a boulder that's just chasing you going downhill.
It's like a few years of getting kicked in the teeth, it feels like.
Shit. Oh God, yeah. So, and I always people complain. I'm like, really, I mean, yes, you're allowed to complain for just maybe 30 seconds, but let's try to see what can we do to fix it. And so, and then in October, which will be today, October 1st, I signed my lease for my third year here in the studio. So I have
now that's your art studio,
well,
right?
it's my art studio I don't know if you can hear kind of echoes because these are like honeycombs. They're really quantum. You can see it. I'm looking
Is that
at
the
it.
one over on Taylor?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I know the place. Yeah, I used to live
Beautiful.
right over by that. That's right in my neighborhood.
Oh, yeah, it's a lovely. In fact, you wouldn't well, you probably would recognize it, but all these new apartments are being built. There's a lot of
Yeah.
growth. And I recently found out, so it's 80,000 square feet.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the largest creative campus in the nation. I did not know that.
Did not know.
There's not just there's attorneys here, there's therapists here, there's architects here, there's different creatives here. And I came in one morning. I've been eyeing this place for years, and I thought I could never afford it. What am I going to do? All that.
Yeah.
That imposter syndrome. And looked into it, found out, and I'll tell people every time I pay $655 a month rent for this little place. It's amazing. I don't want to give it up, and
It has a lot of great energy over there.
it is. You walk in this place, and there's something's going on around here. I can't explain it, but when you walk in here, it's like snowflakes are floating around here. Somebody told me that, and I was like, "Oh wow!" So yeah, here I am. So then, it's my writing nook, my little podcast area, and of course the art. I don't think you can see it, but it's in the back. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. So definitely pull back the art. Always been an artist. I just never told anybody.
Yeah, and for those that are listening or those that are unfamiliar with the Houston area. We're talking about an industrial area of town that's been kind of converted into this really cool artsy area, and this building that was on the rail line and also very industrial, and I think it served grain or wheat.
It was the rice silos. Oh my God, I forgot the name. It was the rice silos, and the train still comes through here 20 times a day, which is still kind of cool. And sometimes you'll see us cuckoo artists. We're spray painting something out there by the railroad tracks, so the fumes will blow. But now you've got breweries. I mean, Buff Brews down the street, Hollow Breweries down the street. You've got the drive-through theater.
You got the brewery. You got
everything.
around the corner.
Dog parks, restaurants. It's you could spend your whole afternoon here on a weekend and not get bored. There's so much to see and do here. So it's very inspiring.
Right over on the corner of Studemont and Washington there. So
that's got some new growth. There's some new apartments. They're growing. Just like this area is just popping. I can't believe it's crazy. So
my son still lives in the Heights. So
I love it.
He's over that way.
In the Heights.
Yeah, in the Heights. So did you just start up after Harvey? Did you start your art adventure, or is that something that just kind of fell in line with the books and some of the activities? It's just like this whole creative. Sharon came out.
Well, I tell you what I did, and maybe it'll help somebody because that's what I'm supposed to do is help people.
Yeah.
I had to cut off a narcissistic relationship with my mother. She's still around. And once I did that, it's been like 7 years, 6 years. When you remove that toxicity, and I'm talking permanently, and let's bold that word, permanently, you blossom, you bloom, and there's no looking back. If you're ready to be, big balls, and you got to really do that, cut off somebody. I don't care if it's your family.
Yeah.
All those amazing things that you have inside you. Like I tell people, you were born with factory installed gifts, just like a car comes with the fancy, I don't know what we have. I don't know.
Electric windows.
Electric windows. Yeah. I don't know if any of y'all remember the old school rolling down the window thing. That doesn't exist anymore. But
for those kids that have never seen a roll up window,
you're like, what's this for? But yeah, once you do that, I just really focused on my equipment, my tools, and I think I wrote this down. I'm going to look over here. It was what defines you and what are your reparative solutions? I think we're supposed to kind of chat on that. But yeah, what defines you, it's what you do. It's what you do or what you don't do. It's not the color of your hair. It's not, your political stance. It's not your neighborhood. It's not what kind of car or clothes you wear. It's what you do or don't do.
Yeah.
And so I really took a stance and said, and one of the cheerleaders I have is my husband, Felipe, who one day.
How's your son, your family?
Everybody's good. So the older one has moved out. He's living in Corpus Christi, and he's expecting a baby. He's married. I know, it's amazing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he's down there. And then Zach is 12. Felipe is. Everybody's growing. Everybody's getting old, including me.
We're not. What are you talking about?
Well, I still feel amazingly. I have a lot of energy. I have hamster wheel energy. My husband's like, "Damn, you get out of bed and you're like, boom." That's with 9 hours of sleep. Zach's in school online. He's doing great. He is an artist as well, and he's a little bit of like, his dad. Of course, my husband's a design engineer, and they're working on the backpack for NASA, which is super uber cool.
That's cool.
But
tell him I said hello.
I will. He's one of the people, not because he's my husband, but he pulled me aside, and we're really good friends. And he said, you really need to go back to your writing and to your art, because he would see that at the house, and that's when it just bloomed. So. Yeah, dude, make a trip down to Houston. Come on in.
Yeah.
Come see us.
It's funny because I want to dive into this a little bit deeper, because I think, when you define who you are by what you do, it's really a journey. You have to experiment a little bit to find out what that actually looks like and how you can actually navigate those waters. I've been doing the pirate broadcast for a year now, and it clarifies a lot of things, and it's kind of therapy for me, just like your art might be therapy for you.
Oh, definitely. And writing is therapy. Absolutely.
Writing is absolutely a therapy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And when I was blogging real heavy a number of years ago, it was like every week, it would come out and it would be there. And I just feel that a lot of people are, in whatever circumstance they're in or whatever condition they're thinking their limits are, you just have to get past that and start experimenting. Do I want to write? Do I want to create video? Do I want to create podcast? Words, images, audio, or video, something is going to come out.
Just do it. And you know me, I'm the F-bomb person. You know what? Our biggest goal should be to stop fucking around with our potential. And when I wrote Middle Finger Happiness, work hard, live well, don't fuck with me. And it's about narcissistic people, but it's also about how do you turn yourself around? How do you grab your own ass and turn yourself around? You can have the best therapist. You can even be on medication, but it's up to you to do it. And so I still have the Zapata group. We still do consulting. I'm writing for Rockstar's Dream magazine. It's very similar. It's a competition with Maxim. So I'm writing for that magazine. And of course, the podcast came after, Middle Finger Happiness. There's a podcast called Middle Finger Happiness. And we're going on 2 years this December.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Dude, I think it was Christmas Eve I did my first podcast. And I look back, it's like 8 minutes. It's horrible, but you know what? You keep going.
But that's my point. You have to navigate through that uncomfortable zone. To get to the golden gifts. Just like you said, we were all born with gifts. We're all, they were already installed, and I think a lot of us hide and bury those gifts. So,
but because society and our or maybe our upbringing or whatever, I'm getting ready to do a series on, I can't say it, but it is going to have 2 therapists, 2 psychologists, and we're going to talk about this because we are products of our environment. And like I said, if you have a toxic environment, you have to remove yourself from that. It is so challenging. It's probably the hardest thing you'll ever do. But once you're over the bridge and you leave the trolls under the bridge, you remember that fable? You're like, fuck it. There's no limit. The only limit we have is ourselves. And, yesterday, this is how, maybe because I'm getting older, I'm like, shit, I run out of hours. Like, I
don't have time for shenanigans anymore.
No, nobody does. Not really, So, but you just run out of hours in the day when you're really passionate, and you have jobs, and if you are a full-time employee, keep your day job if you have to, because you have to. But start dabbling in what you've been wanting to do, and don't ask people what you think.
You don't need
Never ask,
permission.
and
It's like,
never.
remember
Yeah.
Ozeal's podcast? No permission needed.
Oh, that's it. You know,
Yeah.
like when I started blogging, I never even read a blog. And that blog was the Bitchy Business Briefs. It's still going strong. Now we're rebranding. It's SharonLeeZapata.com. But that's where my tribe grew from the writing. And then when I did my podcast, I had never heard a podcast.
Yeah.
I think I heard one. It was Joe Rogan's. That was it. And then lo and behold, you just keep on going. You keep on going. And, you know, we're hitting 15,000 downloads last Monday in 20 months. To me, that's remarkable because I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
It's organically grown. If
And
you have a, go
you're
ahead.
you're fairly active on Instagram as well.
I love Instagram. I'm having an affair with Instagram. I found my people on Instagram. I don't know what's going on. I don't have 20,000 followers or 10,000
changes
followers.
happening on Instagram. I know. So.
No, but I love it because I have engagement with the people in my 2,900 or 3,000 followers, and I love it. Once it gets too big, like in Facebook is not. It's just not what it used to be for me. I'm thinking about what can you do? You can combine your business page with your personal page now. I think I'm going to do that this week. Yeah.
Are you going to expand in your reels? Your reels?
The reels. Did you see my reel? I did one reel. So reel. It was goofy, my reel. I have the Instagram TV. I have that because I have, some of the artwork that I do. But I haven't expanded. I just haven't. I should. It's super easy. I guess I just haven't really done one.
I just found that even the expansion of your art and your creativity and everything that you're doing in life, it's still limited by the amount of energy and the amount of time we have. It's like there's so many more things I want to do every day.
Oh yeah. And get to sleep. I have to sleep at least 9 hours. People think I'm probably this night owl. I'm in bed by 9:30, maybe 10. I'm usually in bed by 10. Like I need my sleep.
Yeah.
Just like your phone has to, what do you call it? When you have the updates.
To recharge your phone. You got to recharge.
You got to recharge yourself.
Yeah. Hey, I want to give a shout out to some of the people in the community here, Sharon. So you might meet a few new people. Good morning, Wendy. She's in the movie industry. She's a producer.
Good morning.
Great work. Love you, Wendy. Thank you so much for being here. Hyatt Ives. You probably know Hyatt. He's a Houston icon. He's a networking crazy man. Good morning, y'all. One pirate to another. Thank you so much. Fred Costa, he's here today. Good morning, Fred. How are you doing? And Gabriel, he's another live streamer.
I like your picture, Gabriel.
Yeah. It's like, good morning, fellow pirates. And he's simulcasting the show right now into his network as well.
Cool.
So I don't know if you know this, but I mean we're streaming to YouTube, Facebook.
Don't tell me that. Now I'm nervous. Yeah. Oh shit. Okay. I thought it was just me and you.
No, we're live. We're live.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Howard Kaufman, great resiliency. Thank you so much. Howard's an entrepreneur here in Phoenix as well. So, and Gabriel says, "Good morning, fellow pirates. I'm simulcasting the show." And then slap tags. I haven't received your package. Sherry Lolly from Slap Tags is sending me some pirate eye patches. So,
love it.
So that's fun. Love her personality. I think you're talking about Sharon, right?
Oh, I thought you were talking about the pirate. Okay. Hey, you know what? You should make all your guests wear like the pirate patch. Like,
well, that's what I'm receiving from Sherry Lolly. Wendy says, "What's more fun than pulling back the curtains on your own magic?"
I like that.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, you might have to write that one down.
Yeah.
So there's some more people here. Russ says, "Another good interview, Russ. Thank you so much." Great name, by the way. According to the pirate broadcast. And crazy, you say. Hello, Sharon.
Hello.
So, so what's next for, as you turn the corner and you just had another hurricane season, or you're probably still in it. I don't know. I'd never paid attention to that stuff.
It's over. Isn't it over in October? I don't know.
I think so.
I think so.
I
Yeah.
think we're trailing it out of it.
We're clear. We're in the clear.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we had a little rain scare. What about 3 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago? Yeah. And actually have PTSD from Hurricane Harvey. Thank you, Hurricane Harvey. We do. My husband and I were laying there. I'm like, what's this? But it's over. It's gone. Move forward. October 1st.
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay.
So yay.
So what is on the horizon? You got a book. You're writing for the magazine.
I have a lot of stuff going on.
What's the next book coming out?
The Zapata group is still going strong, and you know what? You just really tap me on the forehead right now, because LinkedIn. I have a community in LinkedIn, but I've neglected it, so I'm going to have to revamp it. I'm barely on LinkedIn. I can, you've got your other social medias, and so I have to go back and go, oh, hello, and then Pinterest. So there's all kinds of stuff. But I am working. If you follow me on Instagram, I post a small little video, like 12 seconds. I'm working on book number 4. So it is a companion to Middle Finger Happiness. It's called Middle Finger Peacefulness. Fuck that anger. Find your peace. It's a bullet journal for grown-ups. It's an 8-week project journal. It is my cartoons. I have some amazing cartoons. I have short stories. It's got inspiration. It's like a little tool. It's like this little book that you need when you have anxiety and you're stuck, or you have too many projects and you don't know where to go. And I'm like, I'm writing this book for me, because I have not seen a book like this yet. Yeah. And so we're aiming for that to come out December 1st. And it's taken a while because a lot of the stuff is hand drawn. So I have to vectorize each little drawing. Yeah. So it's for grown-ups. It's a happy book for dark times.
It's when you want to turn the corner, right?
That's a good way to put it. It is when you want to turn the corner and you're not sure, and you need to hear another person's story or another person's struggle. I always say this, and I'm going to send you a copy of my books. When we hang up, you have to send me your address. But I don't write self-help books. I write good struggle books. One of my favorite authors follows me is James Altucher, and he wrote Choose Yourself. And it's kind of cool when you have that. We've even chatted briefly, but it's almost like a good struggle book. How to get over something, because that's all we are. Always, every day there's a struggle over something, and you want to get inspired, by someone else.
Well, I'm an optimist overall. However, that doesn't exclude me from struggling. It's like, okay, what do I choose to do at the moment with my time, and how do you, because there's a lot of things that, man, I've had so many startups and projects and creations that I thought would go someplace, and they didn't exceed my expectations. So
right.
It's one of those things that you have to keep experimenting. You have to keep attempting to create something amazing, and through that process, we learn about ourselves. We learn about our voice. We learn about how we fit into the world. And I think it's important for us to continue to experiment. So
process is messy. And if you're gutsy enough to share it, and that's where I see the situation. That's my new word. It's not it's a situation. Because I have people they'll email me or they'll DM me, I want to write, but I'm scared to, what are people going to think or say? And if don't do it if you're that scared. But if you want to, go for it, and you're always going to have haters. I had a really nasty gram the other day over something, and it was just like, you can't listen to that. You have to cut it off, because there's always going to be, I can't say it, douche canoes. There's always going to be people out there that are just ready to just piss on your wave or your fence. You can't, because there's a whole other group of people that would love. They need that encouragement. They need that little push. For whatever reasons. So I just keep going. If you're going to write. I had a lady tell me at a book signing, in San Antonio. She's like, "Oh, it was so cool meeting you." She goes, "I'm a writer, but I don't write." And I said, "Oh, I'm a policewoman, but I've never been to the police academy." And she looked at me, and her friend just hit her on the arm. She's like, see? She goes, "I need to start writing." I'm like, yeah. Had too much
I'm a writer
coffee.
that doesn't write.
And I'm like, and I'm a policewoman that never went to the police academy. There you go. I was trying to give her this analogy so she could like connect the dots. So she was like, "Oh Lord."
Holy cow. All the lessons we learn.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because I think there's a certain part of us that is always in fear of judgment. And it's mostly judgment of ourselves.
Oh yeah.
And once we realize that we are going to just trash it immediately, we're going to navigate through this, and it's going to be messy. Like you said, progress is messy.
Mm-hmm. So I ask myself, who did I help today? Who did I help? If you've ever followed, well, you follow me on Instagram. Some of my quotables are kind of like raw, and I think people kind of like that. It's like, you know what? Fix things up. Don't fuck things up. Fix them. Try to leave things better than the way you found them. And I've learned
1% improvement every day, right?
Just a little bit. It'll get you there, and you're not for every audience. 1684, I think Shakespeare said, "You are not for every market." I am not for every market, and I know that. It took me forever. You want everyone to like you? Good luck. Your product is not even your product. Your customer is the product.
Yeah.
And people don't realize that. It's not your widget. It's the people. That's your product.
Do you struggle with that? Because, I go back and forth, and I think we could talk about this for a long period of time. However, I just want to plant the seed for the community here is that there are times where I create for myself. This show is, my therapy. This is, and I think it's also good because it gives everybody a new perspective on other people. And by pulling that information out of someone like yourself that's doing it, you're in the arena. You're getting dirty. You're getting messy. You're making, you're moving forward. And then that sets an example for somebody else. So it's also for the audience. However, there's times where, you think about, okay, well, I could look at the analytics and I could, do more of the same of this thing that made a bigger impression. And I'm thinking to myself, that's not chasing who I am. It's chasing who the audience wants me to be, which is there again, the judgment that people place on me that keeps me from doing what I need to do.
Yeah.
So it's like this whole big dichotomy of struggle and just getting past it. And it just, and I spent a lot of time thinking about that, and I'm not sure why.
Are you analytical? Are you an analytical person?
No, not truly.
No, not truly. So what do? I don't even read any of my posts. I'm just like, fuck it, enter, doom, go. And I still, to this day, and until I'm probably 80 years old, I still write like nobody's going to read my stuff.
Yeah.
And then I have a friend of mine. He comes in and helps me once in a while. He's 27, and he added up all my social media, and we looked at it, and it's almost at 30,000. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, don't you know that? I'm like, don't even know it. I added it all up. Now that I know that, I'm nervous. So I don't want to know that. I just want to know, like I said, I didn't know it was you and I thought it was just you and me on this thing here. I didn't know we have all this other people, which is cool, but just do your thing. Do your thing. And, I do write for myself. Stephen Pressfield. I love Stephen Pressfield. Yes. Yeah. Nobody wants to read your shit. Everybody should read that book. And The War of Art. Great book.
There's another one.
All that. So, you do create for yourself, because I create things that I see that are missing that I want to see. And that's what I do. If it's a flop, it's a flop, and as a matter of fact, the first time you attempt.
But is it a flop? That's the real question. It's like, you got it out of you. So it's not a flop, right? You did it.
Well, I made meatloaf one time, and I forgot to put the meat in the meatloaf. And my husband teases me to this day. This is like 20 years ago, and we're eating this brick. So yeah, it could be a flop. The flop.
But it's a great story now, 20 years later.
20 years later, like, you want some loaf? It's not meatloaf. It's just loaf.
It's not meatloaf. Anti-meatloaf.
It's loaf. But yeah, anytime you do attempt something, you know, for example, this is the first time I'm on their syndicate, and I was like trying to get this all in, and we were like a few minutes late, so I figure it out. But I think people love to see that. They love to see the messiness of the becoming. And if you're brave enough, I don't even think brave, if you just just be like a 10-year-old kid. Yeah. It's like, hey, I'm just going to do my stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And share it.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, Sharon, so how do people get a hold of you? How do you want people to be attracted to you? Which platform? So I know you're on Instagram. So
I'm on Instagram. So now we have everything is at Sharon Lee Zapata. So definitely Twitter, the old Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn, and even Pinterest. I'm trying to do more with the Pinterest community. It's and there's just so many hours in the day, you know, that you can't be everything and everywhere. But yeah, you can find me there. And then I have my website is Sharon Lee Zapata, and it's going under a makeover. So you and again, you'll see the process of it. That's where they can find me.
That's fantastic. Gabriel says I need to have her on my show. So you got another invitation there.
But just me and you, Gabriel.
It's just Gabe.
I get nervous when you have these lives, but that's cool. Yes.
You cannot possibly be nervous. Jimmy Clem, better late than never. Jimmy's from Houston. He was in Houston for a number of years. So, and Wendy's, I'm so disturbingly cocksure that I've been guided here by a big hand that few other opinions matter. I'm certain that my job is to do great good. How is it up to the hand, of course, and people of whom you listen to are exceptional, special, like Russ.
Aww.
Wendy, thank you so much. I love you.
That's cool.
Sharon, it's a pleasure. I love you, and thank you so much for being here. Say hi to your husband. And
I love you too, and take care. And you know what? Again, I really appreciate you inviting me. I hope I didn't disappoint, and if I dropped any F-bombs, well.
I am never disappointed from an episode, so and this is no exception. So
beautiful. Well, thank you, and thank you everybody who tuned in and listened and shared. Have an awesome day.
We will have an awesome day. And I want to ask you: is your artwork on Pinterest?
Not yet. Not yet. As a matter of fact, you know what? I've got a new iPhone that takes amazing pictures, and so I think for myself in this next week is what I want to do that is to take some pictures and actually make some printables, so people can just order the printables, and because the pieces of artwork. I don't know if I can. Can you see? I don't know if you can see the office.
Yeah.
So it's there's a lot to it in here. I can
you got
see
a few canvases up,
I do, and then let's see. There's the door, and then where's the writing nook, which is I love. That's the writing area.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there's a little area. So yeah, it's busy in here, and then the skylights on here. So yeah, anytime you guys want to, just come on by. Actually, the weekends, second Saturdays here in the Silos. It's called Second Saturdays from 12 noon to 5. This weekend they actually have the 2020 Art Walk, Sawyer Street Art Walk. So we're supposed to, but it's 5 to 9. So I'll be in here.
All right. Thank you, Sharon. As always, it's a pleasure. We'll be in touch, and now that you're a pirate, you're part of the pirate community, and you can people can connect with you.
Send me the eye patch.
Send you the eye patch.
Yes. All right.
Thank you so much, everyone. And as always, it's a pleasure. All the gratitude in the world for you being here, and thank you so much for following the Pirate broadcast, and also connect with each other. It's all about the community and making sure that you're well connected, informed, and appreciate the things that are going on around you. So thank you so much. And as always, kindness is cool and smiles are free. So you enjoy the day. Take care.
Take care. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you for joining the Pirate Broadcast. If you found this content valuable, please like, comment, and share it across your social media channels. I would love the opportunity to help others grow in their business. The Pirate Syndicate is a platform where you show up, we produce the show. It's that easy. If you want to be seen, be heard, and be talked about, join the Pirate Syndicate today.